anyway, or if you think they do, or if you think they don't, I don't know. But we have a guest in studio, and her opinion, we've seen in the digital world, matters quite a lot. And I'm speaking about Mina Mal. She's a digital content creator, and she has quite the following, and she's here to give us her perspective on what she believes those things are, which we should leave in 2024. Mina Mal, Amakare.
Hey, darling.
Hey. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good
You look very bright and alive and just nice this morning.
I just noticed this. We have the same eyeshadow on.
Twinning.
Twins. We're having
I know. I know, you know, producer here, Brandy, will be like, yeah, twin. You know, she likes saying that a lot, like twin. Anyway, there's so much that, you know, we can say about the things we should leave or not. But first, just tell us a bit about yourself. When you came and we were discussing the difference between Mina Mal, the brand, and then Kare, who is also you, the person. And then now we get into this discussion.
I feel like people see me on the streets and they expect that vibrant personality and everything. And the reason that's why I say Mina Mal and Kare are two different people is because Kare is going through life, buana. We are paying rent, we are paying taxes, we are doing everything. Yeah. So you could meet me on the streets and I have a sulky face, it's not a you problem, it's just lifing. You know, there's this overall expectation of influencers to be perfect all the time. And that is why I always tell people, let Mina Mal be Mina Mal on social media and let Kare be Kare in person. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you come up with your personality, and especially having the opinions you do, which are quite strong, and they vary from politics, different governance matters, health, beauty, anything. You speak about a wide range of topics. How did you develop that personality?
I've always been this expressive. I mean, your producer can tell you more off air. But yeah, I've always been expressive. I've not, I'm a firstborn girl. Of course, I will express myself. Of course. But this whole thing of, I might have picked my personality elsewhere. Yeah, the environment I grew up in shaped my personality because my mom is expressive, way more expressive than I am. My dad is muted, but he also expresses himself. So I feel like they provided that environment for me to like be expressive. And it's not a, I see people on the internet, you know, complaining about women talking a lot. And for me, I really don't care because where I come from, women speak, so.
I see. All right. Now that we've gotten to know you better, or rather we're well acquainted, let's take a look at now some of those things that, in your opinion, we should leave. Let's begin with relationships in general, from the platonic aspects to the romantic aspects and the familial, you know, dynamics. So what are your perspectives on that? What should we leave behind?
So let me start with the general cover statement. Please. In fact, title, Things We Should Leave in 2024.
Yeah.
When you see a friend, a lover, a family member spending money, it is not an invitation for you to borrow money. It is not an invitation for you to be like, oh, you know, I've gone through a lot. And kwanza in Africa, I've noticed this thing whereby, ukinyima mtu pesa, they always want to be like, oh, you know, God will revenge. No, I worked for my money. So I can choose to give you some, I can choose not to give you some. So I don't know why people see you going on vacations, doing everything, and they start being like, and they start being like, oh, it's a perfect time for me to call Kare and ask her for money. No. I want you to think beyond the box. Labda say ako stranded, ama labda uko zile za, instead of me borrowing money, since she's on vacation, let me hold it out because maybe there are a lot of expenses that she did not plan for and what have you. But yeah, when you see someone spoiling themselves with money that they have worked hard for, it is not an invitation for you to start borrowing money. It's not an invitation for you to be entitled to be given a chunk of the money. Now, when it comes to relationships, let me start with platonic relationships between men and women, and then I'll go to women and women.
Right.
Men and women. It's not a must for you kuvuka boda. What do I mean by that? Just because you've been friends with someone, it's not an invitation for you to like start shooting your shots.
You know, others will say that, you know, some of the best relationships are with the people that you've been closest with the most because they know you.
Yeah,
do
true.
you agree or disagree?
I do agree. But then I feel like the foundation of such relationships is well defined from the word go. You can tell when there is energy, there is this love romance tension. But since you've been friends with someone for like over 6 years, boom, all of a sudden they come shoot their shots. Nah. Sometimes it's not always, it doesn't always have to lead to romance. It can just be platonic. Si lazima ivuke boda. I don't know, and I feel like a majority of men don't understand this. We can be friends without us thinking about the sexual boundaries, the sexual entanglements within.
So men refuse that cannot be.
They're the ones who tell us, oh, we cannot be friends with women. I'm like, why? I have male friends who at Javuka border will never. In fact, the day they shoot their shots, that friendship is dying there and then. Because the background of us being friends was not to a romantic ending. It was just to a platonic ending, and that's it. And it's okay for us to be friends with men without any sexual interactions. Okay. Now, with women, can we stop being friends with people who don't add value to your life? What do I mean? There are these friends when you are I don't know whether you watch the confession blogs. There's one I saw.
On TikTok?
They're all over. There's one I saw, the lady was talking about how she feels bad that her friend is succeeding, and she's trying to find a way to sabotage her success. And I'm like,
I see there are very many random accounts on the same about such scenarios, and I don't know why people are really free to even speak about that. Isn't it something you should be at the back of your head? You shouldn't even be saying out loud.
Not even that. When it comes to saying out loud, I feel like the diction matters. You know, at times, let me be very honest. Let me call myself to a general meeting on public. At times when you see your friends progressing in life and you're stagnant, there's that bit of jealousy. It's human. It's very human. Now, the problem comes in where you want to sabotage your friends due to this jealousy. It's okay for you to feel jealous. It's okay for you to, compare yourself. I know, online coaches will come and say, oh, don't compare yourself. But at times you just can't help it. You just can't help it because these are people you're supposed to be on the same wavelength of life with. But then, what you do after discovering that where una stagnate is what determines. And I feel like for women, please, when it gets to that point whereby you feel jealous and you no longer can continue seeing that person in a positive light, cut short that friendship. And for you who is on the success side, when you see your friends are sabotaging you, please cut short. I don't know why women, we have this thing of wanting to hold on to relationships that are not helping us. That is one thing we need to leave this year. Right. If it's not cutting it, and sana when it comes to friendship, relationships, you may say more the whole year. I won't talk about.
You're not even about to get into that.
We've talked about that years. Tumechoka. But when it comes to friendship, please let go. If it's no longer serving the purpose, let go. All right. Let go.
Okay, fair. Now let's move away from that. I think that's very clear cut. That's very, up there with the 3 categories of this relationship. Let's look at beauty trends. Okay, I'll let you get straight into it. What should we be leaving?
Disclaimer, I am not a beauty guru. And I've never claimed to be one.
Yes.
However, baby girls who are doing wigs, it's okay for you to have edges, but please don't exaggerate those things.
Oh, you mean the edges that come, they look like
your eyebrow, and I'm like,
oh, I know.
What's going on? Sweep those hairs back.
Their hair, they're not edges.
Those are no longer baby hairs. No. Those are grown hairs with, mortgages and stuff.
I know.
Sweep them back to the eddies and bisses.
I agree with that. I won't even lie about it. I agree.
But anyways, when you buy your own wig, do you? But please, God, I feel like I don't know. I feel like edgeless wigs eat. If you're doing a wig and then you're telling me about sew-ins and then you have your natural, that eats. But sasa you overdo, and it really pisses me off. It's not my money, not my monkey, not my circus, but girl.
No, we've seen it, even with unnatural hair, you find some ladies just getting out their hair and bringing it all the way, like literally just above the brow. And
I've seen some
it's
even
just
chopping their hairs, like they sweep them forward and then they like cut them with scissors, and I'm
and
like,
you regret what you're doing. Like, I think there's some trends which should not be followed just because they're out. They're pointless.
no, on some people they do look good. Let's start there. On some people they do look good, but please, if it gets to a point where you have to, you know, take a comb, take scissors and cut your hair for you to force baby, is it really is it really a must?
Or even when the glue glues too much and you can't take off that wig in what, a week or two, you have to go to the doctor, to the hospital. I've seen many cases on social media where it really gets stuck, like it literally does not come out. I don't know what type of that, I don't know if it's industrial glue, I don't know what kind of glue.
The first lady did use industrial glue, and that's she wanted to cloud chase, and she really got her 2 seconds of fame. But there is this one I've seen whereby she got traction alopecia from the glue. Yeah. I was like, girl, is it really a must? Okay, there's this overall notion that black women, sana, wear wigs because we're ashamed of our hair. And no, we're not ashamed of our hair. It's a protective style. But when it comes to a point whereby the protective style is no longer protecting your hair, let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Fair, fair. Which other trend do you think in beauty when it comes to even makeup, even skincare, for that matter?
On makeup, the lashes. If you're going to get cluster lashes, there are some that look so good. They look so pretty, so cute, and everything. But I don't know whether you've seen this cluster lashes. The lash tech has Majala lashes. Hadi, the person is crying. The eyes are red. I'm like, girl, the door. That's a ghetto. That's a Bronx.
Yeah. Or the ones that look like they're flying away, like, you know.
Right. Are you trying to, you know, if you want to fly, we'll build you wings. But I just feel, okay, I'm really trying to be, what is it called?
Diplomatic.
A girl?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, pick me vibes. No. But hey, the overly clustered lashes, let's leave them in 2024. I feel like you can do a set that really complements your eye. Looks good, and it doesn't have to be, you know, nikama umeka clusters tunnel on one segment. Nah.
Just a whole nice, you know, natural lash look. Let's take a look at health and the rice water trend. I think there was another trend also when it comes to
okra water.
Okra water, rice water. There are quite a few, and for others they say it worked, others I don't know. But if you have any others that you think were overdone, yeah.
Before we come to rice water and okra water, let's start with skincare, because I feel like skincare falls under beauty and health. If it gets to a point where your skincare routine has over 20 products, drop it. Drop it. How are you putting 20 products on your face? It gets to a point where you're doing skincare, but does your skincare, like, what's up? You're doing toner, and then I see people doing like multiple serums. I'm like, a simplified skincare routine will do you wonders than, you know, you having, and I feel like that comes with consumerism from what influencers push. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. On behalf of influencers, I'm really sorry. I really feel like we as influencers push a lot of consumerism to the buyer to a point whereby they feel compelled to have, you know, 20 products, 30 products, and nah, a good skincare routine should have 6,
literally
5.
A get ready with me video. I've seen almost 10 products on one face. I'm almost tempted to go add a few more.
And here's the gig. And here's the gig, that's morning. The same influencer will come and do the skincare routine in the evening. And I'm like, okay, when does it end? There are days you'll just do a remix and go. Like, I feel like we also contribute to that. We are not really enough to admit that we are not skin perfect. I am doing makeup, yeah, but all the...
In fact, you should give us your routine. Your skin is...
It depends with the mood, bwana. If I wake up feeling good, I'll do my skin. If I wake up feeling dull, just go shower, do Vaseline, and I'm done. I feel like we don't push this other side of normal life. It's normal for you to feel, this is too much.
Yeah.
And sana sana it comes, even when it comes to health, yoni pals, things to do with your vaginal health, baby girl, you don't have to follow.
Gynecologists were actually very much against putting things which are not like tested, you know, medically and certified by this different, you know, certification boards that you are putting into your vagina. Like, you cannot be doing such things, you know. And especially, I think I was listening to a particular gynecologist, and she was saying boric acid can cause even, you know, cancer.
Yeah.
You know, but we're having things sold over the counter or even online, and we're told, hey, put this down there, and
for me that
will help you.
That's so, I'll say it rises and falls on societal outlook with how women deal with their sexual health, because, you know, we have really demonized women being sexually liberated. So there's this overall, do I call it sensation of you wanting to be tight, quote unquote, what have you, so that is why the yoni pals come in, and and I'm like, when you go back to biology, because I'm a scientist, not a biologist, a chemist, but when you go back to science, your body, okay, your vagina is a membrane. It expands and contracts like an elastic band. So what is the pressure of, Mara wanting to tighten or wanting to clean? I really don't understand why someone will go to the chemist and to a shop and ask for yoni pals.
It's not even chemist, it's an online thing.
Oh yeah, it's an online shop where, you know, I'm selling yoni pals, you know, baby girls, let's tighten. I'm like, girl, no, you're ruining, for lack of a better word, you're ruining yourself. Yeah. I feel like if it's not prescribed by a doctor, let's leave it. So when it comes to vaginal health for women, I really don't know about the men because I don't have a penis. But for women, for women, please, if it's not prescribed by a doctor, leave it. And still on health. One thing we need to leave in 2024 is skipping our medical appointments. You know, if you're supposed to go get that HIV test, get that STD test, go get that, what is it called? This test for whether you have cervical cancer,
HPV,
a pap smear.
Pap smear.
Yeah, pap
yes,
smear.
Pap smear. Plus, also that one, I think.
The HPV one.
Yeah, the vaccine. There's a vaccine for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had intended to go and see a gynecologist, please do so. Please do so. I feel like we really get back to influencing and media. People really get a lot of advice from online sources, and it doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it. Like, when it comes to, there are things I really don't listen to people when it comes to health, when it comes to anything to do with, you know, the well-being of my skin, my body. I really don't listen to online doctors or online influencers and what have you. Please, women, let's make it a point to visit gynecologists if we have set up appointments. Let's stop listening to influencers. Let's stop listening to online doctors. Just go visit a gynecologist.
All right. Now, before we get into the more of the health fads about especially weight loss and the like, that's where I think the rice water and others fall in. My director was saying that now it's also high time some women stop ama watu wache kuwekeana mchele.
That is in the club. I've had an experience this year and it's not cute.
Oh no.
Story time, guys. So I went to, I'm not going to mention names. I'm not going to mention names. But I went to this club. We're going to call this club Vibes and Inshallah. Because, I mean, we are going to the club for Vibes and Inshallah. I'd going to help a friend out because she was hosting and she wanted me to come through. I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to come. So it got to a point around Sasaba Zosiku. That's around 1 a.m. There's a group that walked in and they were so rowdy in it. We were like, okay, what's going on? 1 minute, I literally looked away for a second and I came back, drank my drink because I thought, everyone on the table is someone I know, so what's up? Yeah. And 2 seconds later, I couldn't walk. Like, I was very much awake, but I was slurry. My legs could not, yani, I was grounded in one place. And then I told my friend, I feel like my drink has been spiked. Kindly shika simu yangu na ID zangu because I don't know what's going to happen. Now, in the fracas of I don't know what happened, that my friend got into a fight because I think one of the people, I don't know, groped her or something.
The ones who came in now?
Yeah, this group that came in. Her phone was stolen.
Wow.
So, mind you, now, two of us, because we were two of us, our drinks were spiked. We just seated here. I really wanted to go to the washroom, but I couldn't wake up. For some reason, I was just so immobile. Nilikuwa tu ni kama nimeshikiliwa na glue kwa hiyo kiti. And then my friend is here looking for her phone and what have you. So we call for like backup from other friends and what have you, because it's a place that many clubs are at the same area. So when we, later on the next day, I had to go to hospital because when it gets to that point, what do you do?
Yeah.
Because they literally carried me from the club to the house, gave me water. I really vomited a bunch. It got to a point where I was even vomiting blood and what have you. So the next day I had to go to the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was that bad.
That's serious.
Yeah. And the funniest part about it all is that I have a clue of who might have done it. Because in the split second I looked away, I was talking to one of the girls who was posing as my fan. And I really believe she had a role in it. And I was like, okay, what's the end goal of you spiking someone's drink? I don't want to talk about it anymore, but what's the end goal of you? Because we lost 2 phones that day, an iPhone 13 Pro Max and I think an iPhone 11. 2 of us had to go to hospital. I had to quit eating for a good week because they couldn't get to the bottom of what was put into my drink. Yeah, the traces of, what was it, formaldehyde? But then they couldn't like get to what was the main component of whatever was put into my drink. So I was like, what's going on? I quit clubbing for a good second because like, kama hivi ndio mnafanywa hapa nje, I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out.
I'm so sorry about that experience.
But yeah.
Oh, that's nasty. Like, that's insane. But I mean, so he was right. Like, this has to, it's something that's been there, but clearly there's nothing that comes out of it except someone taking whatever the other person owns. And it's always someone that you know, conniving with. Yeah, always. It's someone, the closest person that you wouldn't expect, would do that. Anyway, yes, let that stay.
Women, stop spiking drinks. But even men, nowadays, it's a bad world out there. Can we stop spiking people's drinks? Just ask for the money or go on Sugar Baby, whatever websites. Don't come and spike our drinks. Yo.
Fair. And sorry about that.
No problem.
Let's take a look now at what I mentioned to you, which is the weight loss and rice water. Rice water. What did you think about that trend? Plus the okra water. And others that came along in the in that week.
Way before it became a trend, I knew people take okra water for skin because okra is so beneficial for your skin. Do I personally take okra water? No, because I don't like slimy stuff. I don't even know how people drink that concoction.
I've never drank it.
It's slimy. Do you know how slimy okra is? Now imagine water that has that level. It's like you're drinking mucus.
I didn't drink it, Carrie.
Let me tell you, I see my mom drinking, but for her, she mixes it with shea, and it has really been beneficial for her skin, her gut health.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, because before the whole trend, I knew people do that for their gut health, for women, pH balance, what have you, and everything. So I knew that was for that purpose. But when it came on social media, it was for the sexual appeal. I was like, yeah, okay, does this work? Personally, I have no problem with you doing whatever you want to do for your sexual life. That's a you problem. But when it gets to a point where you're doing it because you had people are doing it, it's okay to do your research. It's okay to be like, okay, I did see this on social media. Like for me, soy sauce, I saw it on social media. I was like, okay, this is something I can incorporate into my routine and what have you. But doing it from a point of it's peer pressure and what have you. But I'm okay with, personally I have no pingamizi when it comes to people doing okra water and what have you. Now, for weight loss, now that is the rice water, I have an issue with how we talk about bodies on social media. Because when you're extremely slim, it's a problem. When you're thick, it's a problem. And I'm like, can we rest? Can we not, like, we are not monoliths in a way that you have the same body type as me. We would have been a very boring world if kila mtu anafanana. That's, like, it's boring for me. But the way people took rice water, because genuinely I knew rice water is for hair.
Hold on to that bit. When you come back, you'll elaborate further. We're taking a short break. We'll be back with more of this conversation. Stay with us.